Hello, tribe. It is late. It is 8:30 on the West Coast, but I felt I really wanted to talk to you guys a bit more about what's going on our planet. And I've been asked to talk a bit more about my spiritual training by, I'm so bad at names, it'll come to me. But I want to communicate about the spiritual truths that we all need to keep in mind in this time. In fact, these are spiritual truths we want to keep in mind at any time. So the number one thing to realize is we are spiritual beings that have a body. We are not bodies that have a spirit, and that's really important to keep in mind. We come from the spiritual realms, and our body is our container that we created to operate in this lifetime. Now, most of us have what we call spiritual amnesia. That's kind of what the game has been. We come to this planet and we forget. And then not only do we forget, actually we probably don't forget, we actually know as children, as I actually have a grandson, he's 16 months old, and he sees everything. When I do spiritual work or meditation, he's like, yay, she gets it, she gets it. And that's what we all came in that way. We all came in being aware that we are spiritual beings, primarily. In fact, that's why babies take all this time to grow into their body, because they come from the spirit realm, and the spirit realm is more important than those that aren't there. They understand that. Hi Connie, hi Dawn, yeah, all the West Coasties. I just feel so important that we need to talk about this. The children, the young children know that they come from spirit. They know that's their home. They know that spiritual power. They are children getting on top of their body. So what's really important that we need to remember, we are spiritual beings first. And with that comes spiritual power that we have been trained out of. Because as soon as we get into this planet, we get told that we don't know anything and that we need to listen to authority. And so we lose it. We just basically, even if we had that belief and awareness, it gets shut down right away. So what I would like to get you know is that we're living in this crazy time. My kids say that this is like, we're going to talk to our grandkids, that we're living through history. But we need to remember that we are spiritual beings first, meaning what we visualize and what we see internally is more important than when we see externally. And I've studied lots of spiritual systems. I've been very blessed with many amazing teachers, both in music and in spirituality. I also was a church soloist for 12 years with the Christian Scientists. And that's an interesting church. Mary Baker Eddy thought she was going to reform Christianity, and they just thought she was a whack job. But they believe that, again, the spirit is the master. They call it, so how do they explain it? They say it's the physical reality is mortal error. That's how they see it. And we are eternally, see, the words are hard to say. So we are internally connected to the spiritual realm, but we forget it. We forget that, and we get distracted by what we see externally. That's what they would call mortal error. So if we look outside of us and go, wow, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, oh my gosh, it's scary. That's not reality. That's not what we're feeling. So we need to learn to disengage with the external view. That's what they call mortal error. It's not like it's not real, but it's not real, because we have the power to change it. Now, here's the thing. In our life, we have the power to change it, but we also have the power to change it globally. And I think that's what this whole thing is. The whole world is dealing with the coronavirus and all this stuff. And I'm not saying there isn't something to be concerned about. However, we're going to get through this, and the world is going to come through it together. And this is our chance to re-envision what we want. So that's what we call false evidence of appearing real. Now, our fear is designed to let us know what's scary in the moment. So if I'm like, hi Dawn and I went and we lived in Montana. when we were college students, and we were trained to be safe. They wouldn't even let us on the grounds until we went through a whole training by the Forest Service so we would be safe with bears. So we were trained not to go hiking in the woods because we wouldn't want to see a bear. And if a bear came up to us, especially a mother bear, we're going to be dead. They're going to attack us. That's what fear is for. It's like we're in the woods and there's a mother bear coming at you. Then fear tells you to run. But when we're living in this false reality where our media is selling fear to sell advertising, that's the bottom line, we're being manipulated. Our body is being manipulated, and it's fake fear because our fear is supposed to be immediate. I'm going to punch you. Then you'd be scared. A tree's going to fall on you. That's fear. That's what fear will tell you to run. That's the fight or flight. But when we're constantly being bombarded by fear through the media, then we're disempowered. And that's manipulating us and controlling us. That's what it is. So how do we get through that? What we do is we turn it off. And yeah, I'm watching the news too, but I'm not going to let myself fall down that fear trap. What we have to do is realize we need to take our seniority back. We are powerful spiritual masters, whether you know it or not. And I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter who you are or where you're at in life, you are a master too. You just don't know it. So the first step is to realize you are a spiritual master in your own space. And your space is your body and your energetic field, which is real. You can feel it and do it. And so that's the first step, is realizing you are senior. Your body is your possession, but you are not your body. You are so much more than that. And so the way you realize that is you tune into yourself as an energetic being. So that was one of the first steps that I learned when I went to the CDM Psychic Institute in the 80s, and I learned how to meditate. And the meditation that we learned is very different than anything I've ever seen before, because, you know, there's guided meditations and lots of activities can be meditative. Music can be, walking can be, working out. There's lots of ways that we can kind of get that meditative state. But what we learned, which is so much more powerful, am I in the right place? This is not what I was going to do. Oh my gosh. I was going to do my group and I went to this other thing, and I think this is for everybody. But I usually do live streams for my Creative Soul Alignment group. So if you guys are still watching, come join my group. This is a group I fiddled with the contents, so it was really crazy. But while you're listening, I'm going to keep talking, okay? So what I learned with CDM, yeah, because I'm coming out of the closet, here we go, is that we can take back our spiritual power. And the way you do it is realize that you do have that power. You really do. And we've been trained not to. And number two is the way we were taught to meditate is not to like go on a journey in our mind, or not to chant a mantra or whatever. And I'm not saying those things aren't powerful and they don't offer something. But what we're going to do is learn how our energy system operates and feeling the energy. Now, the first thing they taught us to do is we are energetic beings and are just like electrical beings. Now, that's the thing too. We have electricity and energy and vibration. And so the way to first feel that is feel grounded into the earth. Because yes, we are spiritual beings in a physical body, but we need to allow the energy to go into the earth and ground to the earth. Now, this is something that I really needed to learn because I'm hyper. You guys that know me, I'm high energy and blah. And so learning how to ground, because I'm not naturally grounded, I'm naturally high energy, so the way you ground is you close your eyes. It's easier to close your eyes and feel the base, what we call the first chakra, the base of your spine, and just allow yourself to actually put down a grounding cord that goes all the way down through the ground and breathe right down to the center of the earth and allow it to attach there. And trust me, if you can allow yourself to, it's almost like a little string or a cord. You can visualize it in different ways. Water rushing down, just falling down to the bottom of the earth into the center, and feel it attached there. And as you have stress or tension, you can just breathe it down. It's like a garbage chute if you want to feel it that way. And just release whatever is stressing you out. And that's the first stage. It's really learning to address your energetic self and to tune into that. And it takes practice, just like learning music. It takes practice to feel that connection. And I'm not saying I'm super pro at it either, because I'm naturally hyper, but to just learn to like blow it down and connect it. And you can also breathe in the energy of the earth. And the earth energy is grounding, it grounds us. And even though we all want to escape this crazy time, we can't. We're here in the physical reality. And so what we're being challenged to do is be here now and be there. So that's the first step. And yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed that this went on live stream because it was supposed to go to this private group. But that's what I got for fiddling with the new Facebook. It kind of made me go elsewhere. So that's it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Thanks for listening. And I appreciate you checking out what I'm saying. All right. I will see you next time. Take care. Love you all. And let's send peace and love to everybody in this planet, because we are shifting this. It's crazy. And we are going to tell our grandchildren and great-grandchildren that we lived through this and we made the world a better place. And that's the other thing. Holding that vibration is going to help us bring together. And that's what we're being called here to do. In fact, working on ourselves, finding that inner peace is really key. And don't be afraid of the boogeymen out there on every corner, because here's the deal. When we start tuning into all that fear porn, which is what it is, and they're monetizing it, thank you very much, then we are losing our center. And then when we follow that fear porn and the energy of fear, oh my gosh, it actually lowers our resistance. Because when we feel happy and secure, it is going to affect our immunity. And when we get, oh my God, scared, especially on phantom energy, which is what it is, unless a bear's chasing you, it's phantom energy. It really is. So it's okay to be cautious. It's okay to look outside of you, but realize that if it's not a rock falling on your head, that is nothing to fear. It's not to fear. We need to stay clear and keep ourselves spiritually clear. And that's by tuning within and tuning in with who we are. And certainly you can pray, you can, there's so many ways to gather yourself in. But whatever you do, it's an inward focus and not an outward focus. And the more we can focus inward with whatever spiritual traditions that work for you, that's going to keep you grounded and centered during this crazy time. All right, guys, thanks for listening, and I will talk again soon. Maybe I won't make a mistake again, but I love you all. Thanks for listening. Bye.